I want to speak to every brother and sister that I have. My black brothers and sisters, my Asian brothers and sisters, my Arab brothers and sisters, my Hispanic brothers and sisters, and even my white brothers and sisters. Hear the heart of God. Please be done with bitterness. Please put away hate. We live in a great land. Let me shout it before you respond to me. It was founded by people just like you, flawed people. But those framers framed the liberties that every one of us enjoy today. If you hate America, please give me your alternative. Don't hate our founders. That's a lie. Don't discard their legacy. Well, they had slaves. Every one of them freed their slaves either during their life or upon their death. And we fought a civil war. Our nation has been washed in the blood of the bloodiest war ever fought to secure that we can stand here today and speak out against a curse. Maybe I could call it the birth defect of America. Over there's the Eckfeld family. They've got about 19 children living in their home, most of which were born with a birth defect. Shall we throw them away and say they have no value? Shall we throw America away? Should we throw the idea of America away because it's still not perfect? Or should we stand up and fight to make it a more perfect union? Let's stand up together, hand in hand, arm in arm, and let's build a nation better than the one our framers could even envision. We need you. We love you. We need you to be rooted in the rich, rich soil from which our republic sprang. Remember these words from Winston Churchill, will you? If we open a conflict between the past and the present, we'll lose the future. We have to dream bigger. We have to believe stronger. And as for me and my house, this is the time to stand tall in all the beauty of who we are. And hold tightly to the wisdom of our fathers. To dream their dreams of a righteous America. And become that generation where black men say to white men, and white men say to Asian men, and Asian men say to Hispanic men. Let's join hands together. And under God, let's be silent no more. Let's restore America.
So what's up, y'all? This won't come as any surprise, but there's a pastor by the name of Rod Parsley who made a video basically telling black people to get over slavery and not to hold slave holders accountable, that they were still great men in essence because they framed the Constitution and they built America and etc. I don't even want to belabor that point. If you want to see it, you can go on my Facebook page. The point really is this. It is time out. We are sick and tired of white people, Christians or non-Christians, making apologies for white supremacy, for the enslavement of Africans, for the massacring of indigenous people to build this country. Just own it. Your forefathers, foremothers, foreparents, they did it. That's why this country has the wealth that it has. That's why it has the standing in the world that it has, because for 250 plus years, it had free slave labor. And so I don't care about Jefferson and Washington and these Confederate soldiers they got statues of up all over the country. Like, it's awful. And these people were awful people. I don't care. Like, you can romanticize, you can sanitize all you want. They were awful people. Here is, and people like to say, well, you know, it was the time, is what was happening. Well, let's be clear. There were abolitionists during slavery. There were white people during slavery who said, this is wrong. You should not own people. So they don't get a pass because other white folks had slaves. It doesn't make it okay. It was never okay. And it's okay to call them out on it. It's okay to be honest about it and say that's what it is, because we cannot move forward with the same agenda if you all don't own it. So the Rod Parsleys, the Paula Whites, and these are also Trump supporters. So, I mean, none of this should be shocking and surprising, but it is insane for you to speak to black folks about the things that have happened to our ancestors while at the same time sanitizing your ancestors. And you didn't even give credence to what our ancestors actually had to deal with. The trauma and the beatings and the being broken up from your family members and your loved ones and being owned and working and not having anything to show for it, and still having to deal with this stuff years later, still having to deal with police killing us unarmed, still having to deal with black women being 3 times more likely to die in childbirth, still having to deal with incarceration, still having to deal with unemployment, still having to deal with poor education, still having to deal with the criminalization of everything that we do. So this is not a time for us to be silent. It's not a time for us to move past it. It's not a time for us to kumbaya. It is a time for us to be very clear about who you are, about what this country is and how we got here. Because that is the only way that we will ever be able to move forward with any sense of decency, with any sense of equity, with any sense of fairness, because we have to do that all based in honesty. So if you're not going to have an honest conversation about it, then just shut up and be the silent racist you've always been, right? We know who you are. We see you.
Here's the thing. I'm not sure how this is going to play out, because at some point we're going to have to fight. People and principalities in high places have already told you, showed you how they feel about you. We can kumbaya all day long. We can kumbaya all day long. But if we don't have a common ground, and if we don't have an understanding of who I am and what's really going on, because y'all praying, waiting for Jesus to come back. But babe, the Bible said the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violated take it by force. Now, anywho, that's the sad part. We're going to have to fight. Because my thing is, after you get through marching for all of these people that have died, and we continue to add names to this ever-growing list, after we continue to march and we go to this march in Washington, what next? What next? What next? Because we have a legal system that's broken. We have a legal system that's corrupt. You have people in place to lie and to make trumped up charges so that people can stay in jail, so that people can be put in jail. You got black fathers right now whose homes are destroyed because they're in jail. Didn't do it. But because the lawyers and the prosecutors have piled up charges and put this with that and gave them somebody else's charges and made up a whole little situation, you got black men that are in jail that didn't do anything. And so now they've been saying, I didn't do anything so long. It's just like, yeah, everybody else says that too. But everybody else that's saying it more than likely didn't do anything. Now they're in a system. Now they're in a prison system of people that are in there acting like animals because they got to fight. They got to fight every day. Half of them are getting killed. Half of them are getting shanked. Half of them are getting cut up. All kind of stuff. They're being put off in an environment that they didn't have to be in. But because the system, just us, meaning just white people, because just us is trying to make money off us, we're dealing with what we're dealing with right now. How much are you worth? How much are you worth? Ask yourself that. Miss Jackie, and I ain't even trying to pick on you, baby. You know I love you. Mama Jackie, how much are you worth? If they take you to jail right now, how much are you worth? Teron, how much are you worth? Nay, how much are you worth? How much they gonna make off you? Miss Sheila, if they gonna sell you on the block, how much are you worth? Let's go through this list. Wait a minute, hold on. Tal, how much are you worth? David, how much are you worth? Who else on here? Miss Brenda, how much you worth, baby? Falco, how much are you worth? Delvon, how much Devin, how much are you worth? Anthony, how much are you worth? Who else? Miss Brenda. Bishop Hardy, how much are you worth? T-Mac. Valerie Brown, how much are you worth? How much? Because we all have a price tag. We all got a price tag. And as much as I can sit here and quote about what the Bible say about us being the chosen people and everything, babe, we're still in slavery. We're still in bondage. I see ain't nobody going to answer that question. How much you worth? They want to get us all caught up. They want to get us all caught up. They want to get us all caught up. Anyways,